Recording. There we go. All right, so recording has started. We are going to officially start. The session 0 is over. Um, if you guys need to get some sillies or nerves out, this is the time to do it. We're gonna start kind of slow. I'm just gonna set the worldview. Does anybody want to say hi, hello, give a name, whatever? Awesome. Um, No, so I am Al the Alpha. I am the DM for this game. I am also going to be playing the tank. Um, and just a quick review of my character. My character is a secret. Ooh, the stuff about them you do not know yet, but we will be getting into that. Next, Arkham Outcast. Why don't you go ahead and give a name and a little bit about your character?
So my name is Sakura, but I'm also known as Sherry Blossom. And there's a reason why. That's because I'm a drag queen. I I hail from Hingashi, where I learned Josu.
Mm-hmm.
I became an adventurer because drag ain't cheap. Um I know someone in the party, but it's a secret. Let's see. What else? I guess the rest we'll learn along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about me.
And you will be playing a ninja.
Yes, I'll be a ninja.
Uh, Killer, why don't we go
Did
with
I,
you next?
Hello, I am Killer Coke. I am a Lala. I come from Ulda. And I am a goldsmith crafter guy. And I just want to make the monies.
Okay, and last but not least, Cherry.
Um, so I come from the first. I am a female Rothgar. People call me Big Kitty because obviously I'm a big kitty. Like I said, I come from the first, and I have an extreme disdain of all things small that annoy me and follow me around. And I'm a healer.
All right. Um. Also, by any chance, were you able to think of a name for your pixie?
You could call her Uni unless that's too close.
No. Let's just call her P, like a snow pea, a pea. Call her P.
Okay. Our little PP. Also, I love the idea of you being called Big Kitty even whenever you were just a small child.
Yep. Well, like I said, they call me Big Kitty.
Just you came out just hating small things so much even as a child. You were like, "No, I'm Big Kitty." Okay. So to set the stage a little bit, you guys all belong to the same FC. The FC's name is Balam. Balam was started by two brothers, Alex and Felix. The FC had already been quite big before you guys all joined for your own independent reasons. But the big thing about this FC is that they're really big about getting contracted work. Normally, whenever they ask for contracts from the guilds, they get the better contracts, the ones that are able to pay a little bit more. The guild, as I said, was started by two brothers, Alex and Felix, both Huron. And Felix has unfortunately gone missing. It's been a couple of years. He and his brother went on a mission that put them in Limsa Lamenza and took them to Radz at Han. They were gone for a long time, and people presumed that they died during the mission. When Alex came back, Felix was not with him, and he explained that his brother did die because they had been captured by a Garlean ship. And he had only barely managed to escape with his own life. But he replaced the lance that he had previously used with a scythe that now hangs at his back. In all of the photos that you've seen of Alex, he looks like a pretty happy guy. And yeah, we're going to use photos because they're canon now. You have a camera in your emotes. But now it's very clear that without his brother helping him run the guild, he's kind of gotten worn out and exhausted. He's a lot more serious than he's ever been. Not that you ever knew him whenever he was a kind of nice, laid back guy. He has brought you all together for a quest that was provided to him by Bateron, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, who is the adventurer guild owner of Limsa Lamenza. Yes, this is the quicksand. Ignore it. Because I don't think you can actually change this into... yeah, unfortunately you cannot change it into any of the other starting towns. So, for the sake of this, we are in Limsa. And all of you are... you can either start with what you do whenever you first woke up, or what you were doing before you all came to the table. But before that, there's something very strange that happened to all of you the night before this gathering. As you were sleeping, you had a strange dream. A dream of standing around in the cold with 4 other people, one of which is a small child with white hair and white robes. In the background, you noticed a large building under construction, and you can tell from its building that it's a base of some sort. And your mind reaches one conclusion. This is Garlemald. You don't know why you're having a dream of Garlemald, and you're not sure how you got there or what this child in front of you is doing. But you know that this is a very sad moment. You're saying farewell to all of these other people. And the child just smiles gently and says, "Leave the rest to me." And that's it. For the rest of the night, all you see is black darkness. And when you wake up, you know that you were crying in your sleep, but you're not sure why. This happened to everybody in the party. All of you had the exact same shared experience. Obviously, you may not know that, but now we're going to start at the Limsa Lamenza at the Drowning Winch. If any of you have anything that you want to declare that you did beforehand, go ahead.
I'll go making money because I need it.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that you were probably out there doing a full-on ass drag show.
Yes.
Let me just pull out my handy-dandy notebook real quick. And I want you to roll me a... as soon as I get there, because I keep thinking it's just one more page, and then it's not. I want you to roll me a 1d6.
Let me think of this one. Right here is where I'm going to put it, and I'm just going to flick it. Flick. Gosh dang it! I don't know where it went, so I'm flicking
right
this
here.
one.
It's right here.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I'm flicking this one now.
Okay.
It's 4.
Alright, you got a 4. Okay, so while you're out, you are doing a drag show. You are people are laughing a lot. Some people are kind of put off by Hrothgar because they are kind of scary, a little bit intimidating. But you do manage to make a good little bit of funds. Somewhere on your journal, I want you to put that you have made 1/4 towards a fortune. You were paid very generously. Got plenty of tips.
All right.
So you are going to be in full drag when you do get to the table with everybody else.
Nice.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
I'm probably just like maintaining my rings, making them look all pretty.
I envision Gollum, my precious.
Bilbo the ring. Okay.
I have 5 different rings, different colored rings.
So just for transparency, I'm going to go ahead and put us all around a table. So your P being a pixie, not necessarily from the first, she oftentimes spends her time hiding as a feline, as a cat. She is a black cat that hangs out around your legs.
That sounds right.
Sometimes she likes to dart out in front of Killer to try and get him to trip, but other than that, she pretty much sticks to you. Otherwise, she's kind of just gone, but you always know that as long as you're holding a tome of some kind, anything with writing on it, really, you could be holding a statue that has writing on it, and she counts it. You can summon her out. As you're all kind of standing around, a figure approaches, and as you look over, you notice that it is Alex, and next to him is a man in robes. They're dark robes, and there's a weird magic around where the face should be, so it looks like a red mask. You don't recognize him, but Alex just kind of gives you all a nod, and he's like, "You're all here, good." The FC's house is actually in Limsa, and all of you from your different respective things have kind of come around and gathered the night beforehand. Felix told you all that you would have an FC mission if you chose to accept it, which of course you all did. So you spent last night in the FC, and then you made your way here to the Drowning Wench in the morning. Still, though, you don't recognize the man in the mask. But Alex just kind of declares that this is the man who will be essentially your tank, and then he walks off. He doesn't give a big speech about being on your best behavior or come back alive. He probably has to do this with like 6 other people in the FC today alone. So, now, Killer, you know Big Kitty. Big Kitty, you know Killer. Faye, you know everybody from Secret. And now there's a new guy. And the new guy doesn't really seem like he's that interested in talking. Or eating. As you all kind of get to stuff your faces, your party sits around a wooden table in the Drowning Wench, breakfasting on simple lemons and fare before striking out in search of work. Just as you are making ready to leave, Baderon, the hero who runs the winch, swaggers up to your table, followed closely by an unfamiliar face. Baderon gives a polite wave and says, "Morning, venturers. I have an easy job for you if you're looking for work. A cartload of supplies is heading to a newly settled village due north of Raincatcher Gully, and it could use an handful of capable venturers to see as it gets there." The young hero beside Baderon steps forward and bobs his head in greeting. "The name's Thomas. It's me and my supplies you'd be guarding. I usually get an escort from the Maelstrom whenever I'm transporting this many supplies from Linza, seeing as my village is as good many moms off the beaten path. Hardly the safest place on Vilburn, to be sure. Problem is, the Maelstrom's got their hands full right now, so they pointed me in the direction of the Adventurers Guild." Beteron kind of looks back to you and says, "And there you have it. So what say ye? Will you take the job? Oh, and don't fret over poor Thomas's coffers. It'll be the Maelstrom who foots the bill."
I'd probably say, Ohio. Of course, I'm always looking for a job.
Yar, I be down.
Pirate voice.
I guess I'd say as long as you keep me fed.
Well, the guy certainly does seem to have a lot of supplies, so there'll probably be some snacking on the way there. The guy on the mask doesn't say anything, but he does just kind of nod. And so Thomas just very quickly says that he's going to go ahead and go get his cart ready, the chocobos and everything mounted. Is there anything that you guys want to do in Limsa? Anyone that you want to talk to before you leave?
Nobody I can think of.
No.
No? Okay.
Nope.
All right. So Thomas does kind of briefly mention, as you guys are getting ready to leave Limsa, that he's going to do his best to kind of stay away from Castrum Occidens. Castrum Occidens, as you kind of know, is the fort that's near Wineport and Costa del Sol. It's towering and it's very oppressive, and of course, being Eorzeans, if you get caught anywhere near, the odds are you're not making it out. But with that, you leave the Limsa Minza via the Zephyr Gate alongside Thomas, who pulls a simple hand cart laden with numerous sacks, crates, and barrels. As you follow the roads through Middle Lanasia's pastoral meadows, the young man shares with you his village's troubles. I typically buy supplies for the village over in Wineport, so it's not often I need an escort. Thing is, some rough-looking men have been skulking outside the village of late, and if they're brigands, we're in it in a bad way. Even a small band is more than capable of strong-arming our tiny village. Long story short, the mayor sent me to Limsa to see if I could persuade the Maelstrom to dispatch soldiers to patrol the area. Since I was there, I'd figure I'd stop up on some sorely needed goods we can trade for in Wineport. Folks back home need all the supplies they can get. And so as you guys are traveling, I'm going to say that there's enough room in the carts, probably for Killer, to sit, but everyone else pretty much has to walk alongside, or they can be riding their mounts. Faye, you do have a horse as a mount, being from Hingashi. Chocobos aren't native. Cherry, I'm going to say that your pixie actually provides the mount for you. As it normally turns into a cat, it acts kind of funny enough and a familiar. It turns into a broom with a decorative cat iron on the top. It is basically the witch broom from the Final Fantasy XIV. It can't fly very far off the ground because it is an actual being. But it does hover off of the ground and keeps pace with the chocobos. Killer, there is enough room on the cart with you being a Lalafell that you can ride on it, but if you wanted to mount up, you can. If you had a mount in mind.
Yeah, I have that little, the chocobo-sized Lala. Oh, if I'm riding in the cart, is it just chilling next to us, or?
It's kind of just like in 14. You know, you use your whistle, and your chocobo will come to your side.
Okay, I'll just be chilling in the cart.
Okay, so you're just kind of sitting, chilling with them, company. Did anyone have any questions for Thomas?
Trying to think.
Also, I'm going to say that you guys are experienced enough adventurers that you probably, even if you have not been to his village, you know about where it is. It's close to Raincatcher Gully, which is on the other side of kind of like of a crevice from a hill from Wineport. It's close to Brayflock's Long Stops, where that dungeon is. So kind of where there's a lot of goblins living.
Oh,
Nice
God.
goblins, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Is he carrying cheese?
Funny enough, yes, actually, as you kind of like look
Damn
over
it.
and examine his bag, you do notice that there are several cheese wheels. It's not goblin cheese, thankfully, so you don't have to stand that putrid stench.
Yeah, but gobbies think all the cheese is for them.
I wonder if Thomas knows that.
I think Thomas is setting us up.
uh, but and there's actually he kind of gives an explanation of why even in 14 you do not know where his village is or you haven't seen it, and it's simply because there's so much brush, towering trees, and large boulders around the village. It makes it very safe, since they have not kind of settled more into it, and he's hoping that one day in his own lifetime the village kind of gets to expand out and break apart more. He's even hoping, even though Wineport is very close by, just as he's making idle chatter, he's like, maybe even one day we'll get an Aetheryte and people will be able to come and go as they please, and he's just talking about it. But then, I need all of you to make me a mind check. Woo!
Oh, crap.
So we're
I'd be dumb as a bag of rocks, so here we go.
What am I rolling?
What are we rolling?
You are rolling a d20, and then you're going to be adding your mind stat if you have one.
Rolling that D20.
Natural 1. Good first roll of the game.
Oh god, I rolled a 2.
And then we get to add our mind.
Yep.
Plus 4.
I
so
rolled
I'll
a 4, so I got 7 because I have a mind of 3.
And so I'm just gonna say, now that we've all done it, we all succeeded. Cherry, you pretty much auto succeeded. So, whoop.
Nice.
So as Thomas is kind of talking and he's very wistful, you all kind of hear it, a brushing in the grass. Something is following you. And even though it hasn't popped out of the woodworks just yet, you've all gotten your weapons kind of held a little bit tighter. You haven't told him to shut up, but you're all prepared for whatever may come. And as you're kind of passing through, out jumps 3 large squirrels attacking in a group. Now I'm gonna need all of your pieces. Where is this? Is kind of the fun. Oh, that's waymarks. Here's AoEs. This is the fun of trying to keep things a little bit of a secret from you guys and trying to like not have everything all out at once. Oh my god, where is it? No. No. Oh, here they are. I'm an idiot. Let me set the stage here. So we're gonna do boom. And I just need one more. And rotate. There we go. Okay, so if you guys can all see here on this stage, these 2 orange L's, everything in these orange L's, you can move your character into. So you can move it here, here, wherever. Go ahead and put them where you think will be most optimal. And then we're going to discuss the character party order. There you go. And then you can move EP pretty much wherever you want to. Okay. As the quarrels kind of jump out, all of you kind of run in front of the wagon, preventing the quarrels from getting towards Thomas and all of the goods that he has. And meanwhile, as you're preparing to fight, Thomas is screaming very loudly for help. Even though you guys have already jumped in or are currently on the case. I just need to set... Real quickly, we're just going to type in... Let's see, that is quarrel circle, squirrel. Okay, so circle, triangle, and X. That'll be the best way for me to keep a track of which one is which. And I'm now going to move these away. We are going to start with the encounter. Who wants to go first, second, third, and fourth?
Do we roll for an initiative or anything like that?
We do not. No, we don't need to roll for initiative. We just need to decide. Basically, the way it always goes is it's going to be player, then it's going to be enemy, and then your damage over times and your heals and stuff like that go off. So we can determine what order that we want to go in, like if the healer wants to go first or if the tank wants to go first, DPSs. Entirely up to us.
I think I want to
the
go
tank
first.
usually go first?
Yeah, I
Oh, sorry,
wanna
go ahead.
last. No, you're fine. I think the healer should go last.
Okay.
I die, everybody dies.
So I will go first. And who's going to go second?
I can go second.
Okay. Third?
Me.
Okay. And then so fourth would be Big Kitty.
Meow.
Okay. So on your little cheat sheet that you have, that little paper with all of your stats, you will see that you have a speed. That speed is how fast you can move in one turn. So, for example, I have a speed of 5, which means I can move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, which can put me right here. And then I am going to use... I'm going to use Unleash, which attacks all enemies within range, which is a 5x5 centered on my character. So it's going to hit every enemy. And that is going to be a d20 plus 4 against my target's magic defense. Let's see. So here's the part where So obviously I'm playing the tank. I can see their stats. Do you guys want me to tell you their stats, or would you rather keep that? Like...
I like knowing what I'm getting into.
Okay. So these things, and I'm even going to say that this is some pixie trickery afoot. It allows you and the rest of the party to see basically the stats of an enemy. It has a maximum HP of 40 with a magic defense of 12 and a defense of 14, meaning magic is the priority here. But I'm gonna roll my dice. I rolled a 9 plus 4. So that is going to be 9 plus 4. Why am I stupid? That's 13. So I actually break through their magic defense, which means I get to deal an additional 1d6 damage. 2. Awesome! So, on top of the 4... I'm looking at the wrong thing. Stupid, silly me. The joys of having to look back and forth between two different things. So, I deal 2 damage to all targets, plus 2 extra damage from the... from breaking through their magical defense. So, I do 4 damage. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop. And I also get enmity on my character, which means that they are good. They are not able to hit you guys without suffering a big penalty. So they're going to keep their eyes on me. If they do something like an AoE attack, or if they do like a target attack, you will still take full damage from that. You still got to like respond to the piss puddles. But other than that, we're good to go. Faye, it is now your turn. As a ninja, you start off invisible. So, like, the moment that these enemies were coming after you, you pretty much boop, and you hid. I forgot to do my secondary ability, but it's cool. I'm alright with it. It's not like I really need anything right now. You start off hidden, which means that you get the ability to use... you can do your primary or your secondary in any order, but you can only use Trick Attack when you're hidden. So basically, you want to use Trick Attack first, and then you want to then do your primary and your secondary. That is an instant ability, which means that you can use it whenever you want to, but you have to be hidden. So you get to use it at the start of combat.
So I have a speed of 6, but I moved 4, because I'm right here. And so I'll use, what was it, Trick Attack?
Yep.
Let's see. So deals 2d6 damage to the target. So obviously I need to roll 2 6s. Is that what that means?
You need to roll 2 d6s.
Alright, so let's flick. 4.
Okay, so you got a 4.
And another 4, so 8.
Very solid. Okay, so, and you did that on X. I'm going to need to open the calculator because for some reason my brain can't do basic fucking math right now.
That's because you're recording. It happens.
Yeah. I also get to at least say, like, I'm recording, I'm playing the game again, I'm playing the game like a 4th time. 36 minus... Oh, no. Alright. So this one, even though it's an animal, you have thoroughly, like, surprised it, and it takes a good little chunk of damage from your attack. That was an instant ability, which means that you still got your primary ability, your secondary ability. Hidden also makes it to where you get 1 advantage die on your next ability. And we'll go over what that means. But before we do that, you have 2 You have one more movement, don't you?
Well, I did 4, so I have 2 more movements.
Yeah. So you can move still. Even after you attack, you still got movement. So if you wanted to move over here and attack this one, or you can keep attacking this one, totally up to you.
I got some damage on him. I'll move to this one.
Okay.
So my ninja combo, I'm guessing. D20 plus 5. Okay, flick. Shite. Where'd it go? I got a critical failure. Did I get a critical failure, or was it mine?
So 14 does not have critical failures in the way that. Oh, also, did we want music at all?
That's up to you. If it won't distract me, but I don't know about anybody else.
You rolled a 13. That one was for my.
Okay. Okay, perfect. 13 plus 5, so 18. 18.
I can already tell that's going to distract me. I do apologize. Unless, of course, you guys really want music.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so you rolled a 13, and plus from your strength. Let's see, that's from the combo. Plus 5. Yeah, so you break through its physical attack. Well, you break through its physical defense. And you get to deal an additional 2d6 damage. So, yeah.
So let me bring these back here, because they are going to go flying. And let me flick. 4. It seems to like 4. And 1.
4 and 1, so 5 plus that 2 that you get just from using the attack is 7. And you did that against Mr. Triangle. Luckily on this one, I know what that is, so I don't have to pull out my calculator for it. Okay. And now you get access to your second. You can finish up your combo, which will be Aeolian Edge. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you get to roll for that as well.
Honestly, work. Let's do this. Okay. So that's the D20 as well, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Plus 5 again. Okay, so me. 12.
Is that with the addition of your strength?
Yeah, the plus 5 or just the.
Yeah, the plus 5.
Yeah. That's 12.
All right.
Because I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you did meet its defense check, so you do succeed. You get to deal an additional 2d6 damage on top of what you just did. You are waiting to lace these guys.
8. I'm eating.
So you do an additional 8 damage. I just want you to know, like, you just came into this, like, still in drag, and you just, like, literally just tore into these guys. You've also still got your secondary ability. You don't need to use Ritual Weave because you did not use a mudra, which, just to remind you, a mudra is an auto hit, so... But... You have Mug, Leg Sweep, so you can only do 1. If you use Leg Sweep, you can stun one so it can't attack on its turn, or you can use Mug to do extra damage.
Let's do Leg Sweep.
Okay, alright. Do you have one that you want to hit in particular?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit that middle one, since we're pretty much doing the most damage on it.
Okay. So, and you don't need a roll for that. So you just very quickly, I'm gonna say you don't sweep the leg. You just full on like do like a twirl and you just like hit it in its head. Unless you want to explain like how your combos and shit
No,
looks
that's
like.
perfect.
Yeah, so you just daze it temporarily and it cannot attack on its next turn. All right, next is Killer.
Hello. All right. I will cast Fire 2 on the middle guy. So it says it hits 5x5 area within 10 squares.
Do you have the range for that?
It says within 10 squares of this character. How many squares?
Oh, then you're good.
Yeah, you're good. You can pretty much hit anything.
I just threw away my plate again.
Bigger
Oh, shoot.
Ah! Everything exploded.
Is it back?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It says 5x5 within 10 squares. That's all of them, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So you're able to hit all 3 of them.
Costs 3 MP. I need to roll a d20 plus 5.
Now I got a question. When we were first setting everything up, there was certain like times, environments, and things like that where we got plus whatever. How does that figure into this?
That's a good question. So we are in Limsa. If you've got, or we are in, not Limsa, but
Lenosha.
Yeah, we're in Lenosha. So if you've got an advantage to Lenosha, you can use it. It is also early in the morning, which means if you get an advantage to morning times, you can use it. You are responsible for remembering that on yourself. I'm not going to remember that for you on top of everything else I'm already doing.
Help you.
What is advantage dice?
So advantage dice means that you get to roll 2 d20s or 2 d6s, whatever you're going to want to use it for. And whichever one is the higher stat is the one that you can use. Cool. Or the lower stat if you need to get a low roll.
It says if I can see the mob. Can I see them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would hope so.
Okay. Alright, so I rolled a... What's that? A 10 and a 2. So I'll take the 10 plus 5. So 15.
Okay. 15. So that does break through their magical defense. And so now you get to roll for damage.
6. Does the damage... Do I get advantage on that too?
Is this coming from a...
It says if I direct hit, I get an additional 1d6.
So if that's just coming from your Black Mage profile, then no.
Oh, it says, no, the profile trait, advantage dice, when I can see the mob, keen observer.
Okay.
Is that for, like, everything?
I would say that that's on breaking through defense, but not on your secondary roll for the damage that you inflict.
Okay. So, I think I rolled a 2 on the first one. So it says it does 3 damage to everything, and then I guess the plus 2.
Okay, so 3 damage to everything plus 2.
And then that would proc my Thunderhead, which lets me put a .3 on everything.
Give me 1 second. 1. Then that would be 3. And you say that you did a dot that does how much damage?
It just says .3 on all targets.
Okay, so that means that they take 3 damage each turn.
Cool.
Unlike in the game, you don't have to keep re-upping your dot. It'll stick with them for the rest of the encounter, unless there's like a face change.
It says. Yeah. It says I can't dot something that's dotted already.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so they're now going to be taking 3 damage each turn. Did you have anything else in your will kit?
Yeah, and then because I didn't move, I get to cast another primary because I'm a black mage.
My ley lines.
Yeah, black mages do get to do primaries with their focuses. I forgot to mention earlier. I'm glad you picked that up.
Yeah, and then let's see, I used 3 magic. I have 5 magic total. You said.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do a blizzard 2.
Now, here's the question. Do you still have your item kit with you?
Item kit.
Whenever you were making your character, I did give you some items. You should have an ether.
Yeah, I have an ether, an echo drop, and I think that's it, right?
So with your ether, just kind of like and I'm going to try hard not to like hover over you guys, but I also know this is a new system. You can use, if I remember correctly, that is a secondary item. So you could use your ether and then cast Fire 3 again.
How many secondaries do I get? Because I use Thunder too.
Oh wait, you already. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad. I'd say that for next time.
Yeah, that's fine. It's when they're already dotted, I'll probably use it for the extra fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll use my Blizzard 2, which deals 3 damage to everything. Then I get to roll a D20 with advantage, which is I roll 2 6s plus 5.
2 6s, so either one doesn't matter.
11.
Yeah, that does not break through their magic defense. What is its base damage?
It does 3 damage to everything.
Okay, alright, so they still take 3 damage though, so not bad.
And then I get all my MP back then, because I'm in ice. Each time. Restores 5 MP each time they deal damage.
Oh.
But I have max 5, right? I didn't get the 15 because of that.
Yeah, you can only get 5 back.
Okay, so I got all my MP back then.
Hooray! So as your fire, you just hit them with multiple explosions. The ground around them even kind of has cinders. The coral in the middle, he is not looking very hot. Drool is like falling from his maw, and he's very clearly taking the most damage out of all 3 of them. There's some difficulty for him to stand. He's very clearly kind of on his last ropes. And even though he's kind of the Dark Knight has enmity, he's kind of looking now at that black mage that just, between the black mage and the ninja, that just fucked his shit up. And is there anything else that you could do on your turn, Killer?
I am unsure about that. Oh, I guess I could. What does Swiftcast do?
That's an instant thing.
Yeah, but do I have to like charge my magic? Like, it doesn't say there's like a cast time on anything.
Yeah, no. So pretty much when
when a character ends their turn, I can use magic.
Yeah, so it would have to be another one of the players, i.e., me or it would be.
I could have done it after you or Faye or Cherry.
Yeah, you can still do it after Cherry, and then you can just hit one more magic out.
Nice. Okay.
But speaking of,
sorry. What's once per phase?
That is a good question. So basically, we have the player turn, then we have the enemy turn, then we have the moment that we do the dots or we do the heals over time, whatever. And that's considered a round. That whole thing is considered a round. If, for example, the monster gets up and has a secondary phase, that means that you'll get access to stuff that was lost in that first phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm good. In turn.
Okay. Sherry, it is now your turn, and P has is no longer your mount. She's turned back into a pixie, and she is just awaiting your orders.
Okay, I've got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I have weapon augmentations that says like flame cast focus, but I don't have any flame moves.
Yes. So for that, we're actually going to be looking at Killer. And on his ability, he has Fire, which uses 2 MP and single range 10 squares. You have access to Fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does MP tick back at any rate here, or does it forever stay low until you replenish it somehow?
It says on your thing, it comes back to.
Yeah. Recover 2 MP at the end of the adventurer step. So after your turn, everybody will get 2 of their MP back.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that after your turn or everyone's turn?
That, with her being the last one, after her turn. So if you use your instant ability, that will technically be a part of the player turn. But whoever goes last, once their turn ends, that would normally be when everybody gets their MP back.
Okay, so right now I have 0 MP.
Yes. So if you have 0 MP, you probably wouldn't be able to swift cast unless it lets you do it for free.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know. I have all the notes, but I don't understand what they mean.
I totally understand.
It says augmentation in my weapon, flame cast focused. It costs 2 MP with a range of 10 squares. It says intelligence check plus D20 against the target. And then magic defense 2 damage, direct hit plus 1 D6 damage.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go through this together. So all right. You said it's in 1D, it's a D20 plus 6 for intelligence?
Intelligence check says D20 against the target. And it said magic defense 2 damage. And then it says direct hit plus 1d6.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Like a weapon you have?
Yeah, that's my weapon. I have a cool book.
Yeah.
A full fire book?
Truth behind the story of your infatuation is you like my fire book.
Yeah, alright, I like that.
Alright.
I was like, we can play that out after this.
So what you're gonna do is you're going to roll a 1d20.
Mm-hmm. Wait, turn on my phone, sorry.
And you can either use your phone or you can use the dice that's in game. It's totally up to you.
Okay. So I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12.
I also have advantage in the morning and near water.
Okay, so I'm going to say that we are too far away from the water for it to be an effect.
Okay.
But we are in the morning, so I want you to roll that D20 one more time.
That gives me a total of 25.
You get a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, then 13.
All right. So they have a magical defense of 12. So even before we add your intelligence or anything else to it, you just beat their magical defense. That's what that first d20 roll is for.
Okay.
Now, how much damage does it say that you get to do?
2 damage.
2 damage? Okay, and do you get to roll a 1d6 if you break their magical defense?
It says if it's a direct hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you get a 1d6.
Yep. So
Well,
you get to roll a 1d6, and that damage is going to be on top of what you're already doing. And which quarrel do you want to hit? Because they all have the same magical defense, so you can pretty much hit whichever one you want.
I'll do the one on the left. He's been left alone.
Okay.
And I rolled a 3.
Okay, so you always do 2 damage. You are always, even if you fail and you do not break through their magical defense, you will always do that 2 damage.
Okay.
Because you broke through their magical defense, you get to roll that 1d6 and add that to your 2 damage.
Oh, so 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you just did 5 damage. Also, I want to say you said that one was left alone. Which,
I mean, it got hit by an AoE, but I mean...
Yeah.
A couple, yeah. I would say it's the one with the most health. So I wanted to kick it a little bit.
It definitely did have the most health. Just as this Quirrell is probably thinking like, oh boy, at least I'm not this guy. He's fucking getting hit by all the fire. Ah! And then he also gets some toasty whiskers. And now that, do you have anything else that you would want to do? That would be considered your primary ability. So now you have your secondary abilities you can do.
So, and that brings me down 2 MP, so I'm at 3. I would like to do Bio 2.
Okay. And that is a singular target. Do you have one in particular that you want to put that on?
Mid.
Mid? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that he's gonna take an additional +3 damage every turn. Wow, he's gonna he's already not doing hot. He's on fire. Well, sorry, he's getting hit by lightning and he's poisoned. Okay. Is there anything else? You did not move, so that actually gives you the ability to focus, which means that you can do another of your secondary abilities. As long as you, like, for example, you could cast Lucid Dreaming, or if you have the magic for it, you could do another bio.
I do, because I'm at 2. I have 2 left. I mean, how's the tank faring in all this, taking all the damage and everything? How's he doing?
The enemies haven't even gone yet.
Yeah, the enemies have not even gone yet. We're pretty much kicking ass right now.
Okay.
But he also did not put any shield up or anything on his turn, so...
And I can only do secondary abilities?
I don't believe you have the ability to...
What if I swift cast?
It says when the character ends their turn.
Yeah.
So you can like cast something on someone else's turn.
I will say, yeah, it does say when any character ends their turn. You are also a character.
Okay.
I do apologize, Killer. I didn't think about that with you, but I'm sitting here as a rules lawyer player being like, wait a minute. So, I would say that you can definitely use Swiftcast next, but you still got one secondary ability that you can use.
Then I will use Lucid Dreaming.
Okay.
Since I'm down 3, I'll get back 2, so this will bring me back up to full.
All right. So just kind of to make you aware, lucid dreaming does only work 1 round. So you will get this like at the end of your turn, so before you're able to use swift cast. But
because I would have done Adlo, but you said secondary.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that you have an ability to do another primary like Black Mage does.
So then, yeah, I'll do lucid dreaming, and then I'll cast swift cast, so it can help the next person, right?
Yep. All right, and so with that, you do get to the end of your turn. So order of advance. If you have magic, you could use swift cast. If you don't have magic and you're kind of done, then we will go. Lucid dreaming will pop off, and you will get one. You'll get that MP back.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Faye, you okay?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute. I'm listening in.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, wow, she's been awfully quiet. I hope everything's okay.
Oh no.
So
no, I'm good.
Does anybody have any question about combat so far?
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. Next. So now it's going to be the player's turn, and I'm going to tell you all about invocation. Invocations are something that if you have an instability that will let you do it, you can stop them from happening. It's the same thing as kind of like how Bard and Dancer and stuff, they're able to cast something to stop things from summoning. If you have a thing that says, hey, you can stop this thing from going off, you can stop this thing from going off. Like, for example, interject, which I'm going to show by example. So I'm going to say that this Coral in the center goes first. He's pretty much had it up to here with all the damage all the injuries that he's taken. And he is, he's going to raise up his claw, and he's going to go for a swipe. And now here I get to roll on my end. And I got a D20 as my first roll as a GM doing the damage roll. So
oh dear.
What that means is that if you get a D20 whenever you're doing damage or you're doing an ability, you get to roll twice the number of dice that you would do for damage. So let's see. That does break through my defense because it's D20 plus 4, so it's already better than what I have. So it deals an additional 1d6. It's going to do 2d6 plus the 4 deals 4 damage to the target. So 2d6. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 4 is 12.
Damage.
Yeah.
You've got 15?
Coral.
32 minus 12 equals 20.
Was that an ability it just used?
So it just used Gnaw, which is one of its primary. It does 2 abilities. It's got a primary and it's got a secondary. Oh wait, no, actually this is 1 primary and then 1 So some of them you have primary, secondary. This one has 2 primaries, so it's kind of dealer's choice. I get to pick. No, that was its basic attack, but it got basically a critical on me, so it got to roll twice the amount of dice that it normally would. So as it kind of makes this swipe and it brings it down, it brings its full like might against the Dark Knight, Al, who you guys never even asked what his name is. Very cool of you, by the way. Super great friends. It rips the front of his cloak basically like clean off, barely missing his fur. And the magical mask that was kind of hiding his face beforehand dissipates, and from where he's standing, nobody but I forget what Faye's character's name is. Sakura. Sakura
Yes.
is the only one that sees kind of like a white muzzle poking free from the front of the cloak. A canid muzzle. Next, we're going to do... I'm now sitting here, I'm looking, I'm like, you stupid bitch, why the fuck did you not do anything to avoid damage, you stupid asshole? Okay.
It's okay. I'm back here going, I could have just ad-load him and been fine.
Instead of your fire book.
Let's see. So now I'm going to do the one on the circle. I got 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. And I've got a defense of 15. So, yeah, that does not break through, but it does do 4... Damn. I just read something. I'm an idiot, so I have to do one more thing. They can actually do not once, but twice. So the one that just hit me, I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy and give him his... He did 4 damage to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put this in a calculator and then accumulate it all at 4. And then he's going to do one more time. 11... plus 4. So he does break through my defense, which means he gets to roll an additional 1d6. I rolled a 1. Oh, thank God. So he does do 5 additional damage to me. So
my Adol says instant. I can take off 2 points of damage of that.
Oh, nice! I appreciate that.
And then I was going to ask, with my swift cast going, could I put one of these guys to sleep?
If it is... So your swift cast can only be used, if I remember correctly, during a player's turn.
Okay.
These are technically enemies.
Okay.
She could have done that right after her turn.
Yeah, she could have done that after her turn, but lesson learned. We're all new here.
I wouldn't have had enough magic.
Oh yeah, because you get the magic back after the player phase. Okay, well, I certainly do appreciate that. Okay, now I gotta do for his second gnaw that I forgot to do the first time. He rolled a 4. He does not break my defense, but he does do 4 damage. That's gonna be 13. Okay, and now we're gonna do the last guy, which will be X. And he is going to... Let me make doubly sure I understand this. He's going to come down here, and he's going to start casting an invocation. And he's going to cast High Caterwall. Let me see. Killer, Big Kitty. There are 5x5 spots underneath your feet. So, if you guys would not mind just kind of lifting your characters real fast. So, basically, we got one here.
Oh, no.
And we got one literally just a couple of feet over here. Yeah. Obviously, you guys know Final Fantasy XIV. You know the piss puddles. If you're still standing in the piss puddle when this goes off on his next turn, you will be taking a fuck ton of damage. Do not be standing there.
Oh, lordy.
Okay, and with that, that is going to end the enemy phase. So now I get to do their dots and the hots. The hottie dotties.
Is that 2 different AoEs he's doing?
Yeah, and I just picked this one up for really quick access. It's stationary. You just want to make sure that you're out of these spots before they go off next turn. Let's see. And then all of them get hit with electricity, and one even gets the fun of being poisoned. 17. There we go. Alright, and with that, it is now the player phase. So, your Dark Knight is also a little bit more rough for wear. He kind of... It looks almost like for a moment like he's just going to fall over, but he manages to gather his strength, and he grabs his blade. You realize now for the first time that the blade that he's using is actually a Magitech blade. It's Garlean technology. You may have seen the swords on Garlean soldiers, or at least kind of know the aesthetic of it. And he is going to... I'm trying to decide what I want to use. He is going to move over here. He's going to run by really quickly. And he's going to start by doing his combo attack, the Dark Knight combo. So we are going to roll D20. I got an 18. Hooray! So that breaks through its defense. So that is going to be D20 plus 4. And now I'm going to roll for Soul Eater as well, just so that way... I'm rolling the wrong thing. I'm going to roll for Soul Eater as well, just to see if I can combine them. And I break through that one as well. So now that is going to be 1d6, 1d6. So I'm going to do 2d6 and add 2 to both. So, 6 plus 10. Well, 6 plus 4 is 10. Then add 4. I do 14 damage. And I get 2 HP back and 1 MP. I've not used any MP, but I have used HP. So, and I did that to the one with the circle. So he takes 14 damage. So with a flurry of slashes, he quickly does a lot of damage to this coral right here. And I get 2 MP back. Thank God. And then for my secondary ability, I am going to use, because I didn't learn nothing, I'm going to go for damage over health, and I'm going to use Flood of Darkness. A 3x3 area adjacent to this character. I'm not staying in the right spot for this, am I? 1, 2, 3. Fuck! I shouldn't have moved. Can I? I stand here. Okay, I'm gonna move back here real quick using the last of my movement ability, and I will be able to hit him this way. I can hit both of them for all enemies, deals 2 damage to all targets, and grants Dark Side. And let's see. That is going to be 2 damage to both of these guys. Circle and triangle. Sorry, it takes me a moment. And
So since it's a player turn, can I do my swift cast move?
Yep, you both can.
So is it okay if I put Coral X to sleep so that we don't have to move?
Yes. Though it does have to be at the end of my turn, which don't worry, my turn end of my turn is right now because I'm out of shit to do. Yeah, because I already moved, so I can't do a secondary. So I'm done with my turn. So yeah, now you can go ahead and do your interject.
Yeah, I'll cast Repose on Coral X so that we don't have to move, and then you can just take care of business.
Okay, I'm just gonna move you guys up here real quick. We're just gonna toss these to the side, and then put you back down. All right, hooray! You guys did it. Okay, so now that is the end of my turn, which means Faye, you're back up again.
Alrighty, I'm gonna be doing my primary ability.
And also, if you
My
guys
ninja
want me to explain like the state of the enemies, go ahead and I'll freely tell you like what they're doing or how they're acting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll a d20 plus 5. If I got a 3, 8. Yeah. So I rolled an 8.
That does not break through their defense, so you would be doing basic damage with the start of your combo.
Okay.
Which one are you attacking? And
Oh, the triangle.
Triangle. All right. And how much is your base damage?
Let me get down here. Let's see. Base effect deals 2 damage to the target.
Okay. And now you get to do the final bit of your combo.
Is that secondary abilities?
So, do you see how your ninja combo starts with Spinning Edge and Gust Slash?
Yeah.
Those are basically treated as one move, but then Aeolian Edge is considered the second half of that. So you're able to do that in one turn on your primary.
Okay. So that one is also a d20 plus 5. So let me grab that back. Look at it. And it is a 5. Which is of the 5, 10.
10. That does not beat its defense.
Cool.
But how much damage does it do?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
I'll
gonna.
be stuck in this round.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little thing to remember. You have these ninjutsus.
I know, I thought about that and I was like, but what if I rolled a bigger one? But then again, there's the chance of rolling a little one. So
Yeah, but
yeah.
oh well. But okay, so you did 2 damage to the triangle coral. It. Gosh, goddamn.
I know. Yeah. Exactly.
So close, but so far. Okay, and do you have anything else that you can do this turn? Any like secondary ability or instant ability that you have ability to?
We can do leg sweep again.
So actually, if you'll look, leg sweep is
Oh.
once per phase.
Aha.
Yeah.
Once per phase, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, there's nothing I can do.
Well, whap whap. All right. Next, if there's nothing else, Killer, it is your turn.
My turn. Sorry. Alright. Good. Cherry made it so I don't have to move anywhere. I'm under umbral ice, so I would like to transpose. So I am now under astral fire. And then one thing I missed last time is I get more damage when I'm under astral fire.
Ooh.
Can I see? Is everything still within 5x5?
Let me. Can you just target any space, or do you have to hit an enemy and then it's 5x5 around that enemy?
Range a 5x5 area within 10 squares.
Okay, so I'd say it's pretty open. Let's see. These are 5x5. So. Yeah.
That seems.
You can still hit everything.
So big. It's so big.
Just don't forget, when you hit it, this guy's gonna wake up.
Oh yeah. What happens to? Do we have like a sleepy thing?
Yeah. X.
Repose.
If I hit it, it'll wake up.
Mm-hmm. If you can hit further away from it, you can miss it because it is taking up the spot. And you can pick these up too if you need to like use it for comparison.
Which one was the hurt one?
These are both like very hurt. As you kind of like look at them as you're like trying to decide where to cast, both of these things look like they're on their last legs. They're charred. They've got like stab wounds and slashes. They're not doing hot.
Am I able to toggle my HP percentage bar on?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. If everybody else is cool with that, if you want the mysticism of not having strict numbers.
No,
well, I have the specialty of Monster Hunter, so I can identify and tell you what they're weak to and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
does that help?
Be talking to each other and shit.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
does that help?
Yeah, that helps. I would say that you know the enemies well enough. If everybody else is cool with it, I'll say the lore reason is that you literally see the number over their heads thanks to the pixie, because it even sees their life as like a game. Tee hit points.
What is your pixie's name again?
P.
What was your name?
Cherry? Big Kitty.
Big Kitty.
Your name is Big Kitty.
You could call me BK.
Big K. I just call you. Okay. I'm really bad at the role play part.
You're totally fine. So this coral right here, Coral C, or Circle Coral, has 4 hit points left. This triangle one has 1 hit point.
Oh, damn.
And this one down here has 17.
That is the dot still on them?
Yeah, the dot is still on them.
And that dot. When's the dot effect happen?
So it's player turn, then it's player step, then it's enemy step, and then it's dots and hots.
Oh, so it gets to go before the dot hits. Okay.
Yeah. So it will get another turn before it gets killed by its dots.
Alrighty, I will do a fire on the guy with 1 HP, and I guess I don't really have to roll anything, right? Because it does 3 damage anyway.
So yes, but if you want to see if you also killed this circle one.
Well, I was just gonna fire one.
Oh, just fire one? Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'm going to say you're not going to have to roll for it because you can't miss in the 14 tabletop. Do you want to explain how you kill it?
Sure. One of my rings starts to glow, and a firebolt comes over to it, and it burns his little booty off.
Somehow it got turned around, and he's like, "Oh, my asshole!" and just.
It looped around and went right in.
Now, Frank, this is
Oh, no!
Yeah,
Reverse taco night!
I was asking to be fed on this, but it feels a little cannibalistic.
And then, oh yeah, and also because I could, because I'm on natural fire, I also get the invocation, so I could move too, still get that. Anyway, I'll do another fire on the other guy. This guy.
Okay. And this one you will need to roll to see if you do extra damage.
How much HP did he have?
He had 3.
He has 3.
Mm-hmm.
He has 4.
Okay.
He had 4. Yeah.
So it does 3, and then because I'm in natural fire, I get an extra D6, and then if I were to direct hit, I would get another D6. So, I mean, I could roll, but it's already over 4. It's 4. It's at least 4. I do at least 4, but I don't mind rolling.
Okay.
Just roll these.
So how do you want to kill this one?
Same thing, but backwards. This one goes right in its mouth.
So dark and twisted.
You're gonna get a reputation. I just want to let you know.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So yeah. So this one also, it kind of like starts to shake around, and it's like, as you've pretty much burned its throat and lungs completely, and it falls over dead. Both of these two are dead and edible if Big Kitty really wants to.
No, I'm good.
Now, this one has not been affected at all. Here's the fun part. It's asleep. It's not going to wake up unless somebody disturbs it.
Do we run?
I mean, it would be less running and more like just getting everybody back into the wagon and walking away.
How much longer is he going to be asleep is my question.
Does it have a... So I'm going to break the illusion. As soon as the encounter says that after 2 are dead, the other one runs away. When it wakes up and it sees the other 2 burned and like sliced and possibly partially eaten, it's not coming after us.
I vote we run away. But
yeah.
I want to heal the tank first.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So we actually do have to end the player phase, and then we got to do the final things. So actually that does change something. So you want to go ahead and heal the tank. Go ahead and do your heals. I don't know what it requires of you.
Cast Physic cost 1 MP. Special D20 for critical. So I got to roll a d20.
Okay.
A 9.
What is that? Special D20.
No. It says check. Special d20 for crit. To see if I crit a heal on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get to roll double dice.
Does she have to hit a 20 to crit?
Yep. 20s are criticals in this game. They let you roll double dice.
Okay, so 2 6s?
If you rolled a natural 20.
No, I only rolled a 9.
Yeah, so you get 1d6.
Yeah. But don't forget, if you do have advantage die that you can use, if you get to roll 2 die, you would
As
be
long as
able to
it's
do
still
so.
morning.
Yeah, it's still morning.
Still morning. All right, so my 6-sided die, I have a 3 and a 5.
That'd be on the d20, I think.
What?
It'd be on the d20.
So roll 2 20s?
Yeah.
Yep.
So my first one was a 9, my second is a 7.
Yeah. You'd have to.
Yeah, it's just if one of them had been a 20, then you would have gotten that critical.
Okay.
So it doesn't hurt to roll both every single time.
Okay.
Did you put 69 in your calculator?
Huh? No. Not me. I don't know who did that.
It's probably some sort of handsome Lala. I did that like right when we first got in.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what do I do?
Let's see. You roll a 1d6.
4.
4. Okay, you revive, give 4 HP back to...
It says the base effect is 16, 4. Yeah.
Yep. Wait, hold on.
To the mysterious Dark Knight.
Let me make sure I'm getting this right. I do apologize. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's 1d6. So that would be 4. Did you use a primary ability this turn?
No.
Add low, but I don't know.
I can add low you. I mean, I do have enough MP.
If you want to.
But I mean,
It says it does HP and a barrier.
oh yeah, then let's do that too.
Okay, so...
That way you get more HP back.
So roll your 2 20s.
Well, my 2 20s. One's a 5. One's a 1.
Nice. Alright, and then you get 1d6 plus 3.
Clear. D6 is a 2 plus 3 is 5.
Yeah, and then you would get that as HP and a barrier.
Okay, so this gives you 5. My physic gives you 4, and then you have a barrier.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I read that wrong.
Did you read it wrong?
Restores 1d6. Oh yeah, no, that's right. You get the HP and a barrier equaling the amount you restore.
So I'd get a 5 barrier.
Yeah, 5 HP and a 5 barrier.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to do this turn?
No, I think we should run away.
Okay, so that is going to end our turn. Next comes the player turn. Well, the enemy turn. The enemy is still asleep, so it is not waking up. Until it gets its little shock that kind of jolts it back up and it wakes up. And it turns towards the Dark Knight, ready to attack again, when it sees its 2 dead friends have been roasted, one through the mouth, the other through the anus, and carved up like the most worst turkey on Thanksgiving you've ever seen in your life. Just absolute ass carving. And it just does a hiss and it runs off into the forest to lick its wounds.
Hi, kitty.
That's what you get, hoe. Bye.
And now I get to play this. Okay, and does anybody... So, Thomas kind of steps out from the cart, and he's kind of cheering for us, his saviors. Yay. We mentioned possibly carving or eating the cats. Did anyone actually want to carve meat from them?
Nah, can I check them for their pellet though?
You mean they're horribly charred, horribly stabbed pelts?
They might have a soft, unseared side. Like, if you sewed both ends together, I'm sure it'd be fine.
You know what? I'm gonna let you roll a 1d20 for that.
Okay. 18.
All right. So as you're kind of examining over the dead quarrels, the Dark Knight kind of helped drag them a little bit closer to you. You take out a hunting knife and you begin to like cut out their pelts. Tom is kind of watching, just like silently mouthing, "What the fuck?" P even gets on it too, helping you like, "Oh, that spot, that spot, that spot. And over here, stab this one, do it, kill him now." Just flying around killer. I am going to say
Great when we get back.
I am going to say though that Al is going to take the time and he's going to start actually carving off some of the meat because you guys need rations. Hey, we are not the Warriors of Light, and as such, we don't just recover automatically from combat. If you want to recover from, if you want to get your health back, all of that stuff back up to 100%, you're going to want to eat a ration after a battle.
I don't know. How's my drag queen other kitty feel? Are we eating kitty?
I don't know. That sounds like cannibalism.
I did just drop this mechanic on you guys, just kind of as an FYI. So don't worry, as Thomas kind of comes back out from his hiding spot, he does so with a basket of sandwiches that he had actually planned for the road for everybody to kind of munch on. And he's just like, "Thank the 12. I shudder to think what would have happened if I was on my own. We better get going. It's not much further from the village, and I don't want to be here if that quarrel comes back." Let's see.
Your Dark Knight can totally keep the meat. I understand a dog eating cat.
Yeah. Killer?
And even Lala's.
Do I need half rations because I'm little?
No, you eat full rations.
You need full rations because of your mighty fireball.
Yeah, your fire takes a lot. You're hungry.
I don't mind eating kitty.
No.
No. Did you want to take any of their meat as rations?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Let me go ahead and roll a 1d20.
I got a 7.
A 7? Okay, so I rolled a 1, and I was having us roll to see basically who got more rations. Go ahead and roll a 1d6 for me. 3. Okay, so you managed to actually carve away enough of the roasted meat along one of these quarrels that you have food. You got 3 rations from it.
I so kindly skinned.
Yes.
Did you get a pelt or something from that?
Yes, I did.
Very
Well,
odd to
good.
me that you worry about cannibalism, but you're okay with skinning them.
It's already dead. You know.
Yeah, I understand, Big
Goes
Kitty.
to waste.
It's fashion, darling. It's
See? They understand.
And I was gonna take half by lowest. So if you got a 3, it's 1.5. I'd round that down to 1. So, our Dark Knight manages to get 1 ration. And
Oh, poor guy.
oh,
Do I
it's
get 2?
yeah. You get 3. You get 3 solid rations, but I get half of what you had rolled down.
Good thing I healed him.
What was your Dark Knight's name again?
You never asked.
Hey, what's your name?
He kind of just
He
puts
said
his
Al.
nose up.
He said his name's Al.
I didn't hear.
Al. My name is Al.
He
Al,
even
like the
said
bird?
since you guys didn't even ask.
No, Al, like, he kind of pauses for a moment, and he's like, A-L, Al.
Okay. Al. Hey, Al, I got 3 rations. Would you like one of these?
And he'll actually kind of look at his 1 ration, and he'll very quickly, like, kind of stuff it in his muzzle, and he'll grab one of yours, and just offer, like, a thanks with his mouth full.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Just
Small
thanks.
teens, small bros for life. How tall is Al?
Good question. You can now, before you couldn't see who or what he was, but he's actually a Lupin. And you are, I want everybody to give me an intelligence check.
I was about to ask.
What do I roll?
A D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Yes.
Intelligence. What is my intelligence modifier?
I should say on your sheet there.
Yeah, right here.
I wrote them all down.
I have a 4.
You get a plus 4.
Oh.
So roll a 1d20 and then add 4 to it.
15 altogether.
15 altogether?
Yeah.
Okay. Killer?
I got 12.
Faye?
I rolled a 6 plus 1, 7.
7? I am going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you are from Hingashi, so you're kind of from that side of the world. You would know what a Lupin is. Killer, you live in Ul'dah, where Lupin are probably not even allowed because they don't allow beast tribes, or beast types, so you probably would not know a Lupin. But Big Kitty is very well read. She knows what a Lupin is. Lupin are wolf-like race that come from Doma and Hingashi, that part of Aldernon. And he is pretty tall and pretty large for one. They also don't normally have white fur. So
there's a story there.
This is very imposing looking. So I would say when it comes to the Lalafell is definitely the smallest of the team. Next would probably be it would probably either be Sakura, just because Mel Hrothgars do kind of have like that haunch forward. Then it would be Big Kitty, and then the tallest would be the Lupin, who stands straight, very broad-shouldered.
Unless they're in their drag, and you know they're wearing some bitchin' heels.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we need to appreciate that. We need to appreciate that our ninja is doing all of this in the dirt in high heels.
Right?
Plus, I got that hunch surgically fixed, so we're good.
It's what is the thing that women wear to like make themselves look skinny?
A corset?
Yeah, it's the corset.
Yeah, corset.
It's helping your back posture.
Exactly.
Okay. So Thomas kind of gets. Luckily, the chocobos didn't run off. They stayed very tame. So everybody gets back on, and I actually need to use the restroom. So I feel like now would be a good time restroom break if everybody wants one.
Okay.
Coffee.
Sounds good.
Hey, Big K. I like the way you used your fire.
No, don't talk to me. You're eating kitty.
No, I'm not eating. Okay.
P just kind of takes like the hunting knife from her and is just like starting to.
Oh, no. Leave me alone.
You can't run forever.
No.
Okay, all right. I will be right back.
Okay. Libby. Coffee.
I also got some tea with lemon because my throat.
I hear you. It's raining here. Oh, it's raining.
So, how is everybody enjoying it so far?
I've got a lot to learn.
Interesting. Yeah, that.
I'm like, I don't know what this means, but it says +1, and that's a good thing.
What thing are you looking at in particular?
Well, like how we figured out it was morning, so I got to roll another dice.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Now, I have a note here that says I need 3 minor restrictions. And I have no idea what that means.
So, it says restrictions, but it's a boon. That thing about how you getting +1 on mornings, that is one of those restrictions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine comes in at night.
Yeah, which works for you because you're an entertainer. You do your work
Yep.
at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I forewent getting any boons or restrictions for Al. Because he's not native to this land, so he wouldn't have a lot of boons. But he does get advantage die on crafting potions and medical checks.
So tell me how our talents and our profile traits come into play.
So basically, whenever your character is doing something that they should be accustomed to, like for example, if your character was a doctor before they became adventuring, you would have more medical knowledge than the common man. You know a little bit more. So that would be something that you kind of get an advantage die on, like rolling for or something like that, which is kind of what we set up with your character's profile stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm also, we set this up like a month ago, and I'm sitting there going, I don't remember this. I have no fucking clue about this.
Yeah. No. It's been a while. So if you have any questions or if you need like any like guidance on what your stuff says, because we set it up and then we were like, oh, we're gonna do Palace of the Dead, and then we did we did Pilgrim's Traverse, and then we were like, okay, and then it just kind of being like a bouncing back and forth of somebody not being available on a weekend. So
yeah, right.
Yeah. But on the stuff like you being better at mornings and stuff like that, you can kind of make up your own reason why. I know when it came like to like where you're personally better at, that kind of came down to like making up a lore reason why you get like a vantage die. You know, like in Ul'dah or in Gridania. but is Killer back yet?
Yeah, hello.
Hello. How are you enjoying it so far?
Pretty good. I like it.
Wonderful. I know that it is 1:50 our time. It is 2:50 for Faye. Did we still want to continue?
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe 30 minutes more? I don't know.
Yeah. It just depends.
Whatever's good with you guys.
I mean, this initial part took about 2 hours, so I don't think we'll get a lot accomplished in a half hour.
No.
But at the same time, I totally understand it's mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
I would say this is a good stopping point. What do we have to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on ahead, and we are going to save.
Save state. Save state.
Let me make doubly sure. We're gonna load this, see if everything pops up the way that we left it.
Oh my, what?
Okay, perfect. So next Sunday we will continue from here. Yeah. So like you said, we only have 30 minutes left, so if we could just kind of talk a little bit about it. Is everybody comfortable with their class, wanting to switch out, any of that kind of stuff?
I'm pretty comfortable with ninja. It's pretty straightforward with the primary abilities and then ninjutsu. And I just wonder, so I have a specialty, which am I allowed to say what that is?
So just remember that there's a difference between what you know and what your character knows. You can talk anything that you want to about what your character is
Okay.
or does or whatever.
So it says I can attune to ether. When will that come into play? Will that be when we come towards a town in which we would need an aetherite? or
So what your ability specifically is, it's kind of, I can now describe it better because we actually got to that part in the story. You know how when Y'shtola came out of the live stream, she had kind of like clear white eyes, and she says that she can see the movement of ether?
Yes.
That's basically what you have.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, let's just say it's not always going to come into play. It's going to be a little bit more situational. But let's just say that we're in a situation where we're in a room and suddenly all the lights go out and nobody can see anything. It is that pitch black. You, if you remember it, can actually see the ether of the things around us. So we can't see because we're blind, but you can see people moving in the darkness. You can see where there's furniture. You can see everything.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
And there's also something called ambient ether. Basically, when somebody walks through a location, they leave traces of their ether behind. So if we're trying to follow somebody through a crowd and they just disappear, if you know what their ether looks like, you could follow their ambient ether back to them.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. That fits
like tracking
in a ninja.
For real, yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys actually lucked out super hard with your rolls. You got really good rolls. I would say that even kind of goes into you knowing Aaronville, which you don't know who that is yet because we haven't gotten to them in game. But basically, you know Charlea by now. We've been to Old Charlea, Idleshire, all of that Charlean architecture. They're very wise, intelligent people. Aaronville kind of goes out and gets samples and stuff for them to study. So your ability to track things would be super valuable to him.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
but that is that your ability to sense ether like that again. That's going to be something on your end that you have to remember because, funny enough, one of the campaigns that we're going to do has us trying to track down crystals that were stolen. I'm going to go ahead and reveal
Ooh.
that because it becomes a part of the contract. So you basically if you remember it, you will have no problem finding them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool beans. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense, and I'm following now. Okay.
Yeah. Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, that was the only thing I really had a question about.
Anybody else?
I only understand half of what I wrote. It's in regards to my specialty too. It says Monster Hunter, and it says identify under transcendence, and then specifically something about void sent elementals.
Okay, alright. So basically, what that means is that you are really good at identifying monsters, but more specifically, your target is void sense and elementals. So if. Hold on 1 second, I do apologize. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So let's just say, for example, we're having to fight a group of void sent, and it's a bunch of gargoyles. You would be able to identify the gargoyles, and you would have an advantage die against them if you were fighting them.
Okay.
If we were fighting something like a golem, made out of pure rock, that's considered an elemental. So you would have an advantage die against that.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else?
Not for now.
Killer?
I'm good so far.
Okay. But yeah, that is. I hope that you guys enjoy the Final Fantasy tabletop system. It's a lot more pick up and go than Dungeons and Dragons is, which Dungeons and Dragons does have prefab characters that you can play as, but even then there's a lot of back and forth with the system that I do like, but it just takes a lot more planning. And whereas with this, I can just pick it up and be like, all right, let's go.
Right.
Yeah. And also, you against the Quirrells, all three of the Quirrells were the exact same, and they all had a magical defense stat, and they all had a physical defense stat. And I didn't have to sit here and be like, oh, but this one has a totem that makes it to where they can't suffer ice damage, and then this one has a ring of invisibility that it can. I don't have to do that with this system, and I like that.
Yeah, for sure. So many details.
Yeah. Which I think it works, especially whenever it comes to something like Baldur's Gate and Foundry. Foundry simplifies it a lot, but it also makes it very video gamey, which on one hand really helps with the flow of how the game works. But then if you're trying to do it like this, where it's kind of like this tabletop role-playing game where you are have the dice and you're moving them around, you're doing all this shit, it slows things down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, so everybody is cool with the time that we started, 12 o'clock? Would everybody be able to do that again next Sunday?
Sure. Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay. Wait, did we start at 11 our time, 12 phase, or?
Yeah, that was what It was.
It was a little late because I was still getting everything downloaded and started, and yeah.
That's totally fine. Okay. Well, it is 2 p.m. our time, 3 p.m. Faye's, and I don't want to like keep her doing this all day long. Obviously, of course, if you guys have any questions about your characters, if you decide, man, I want to add this super like hidden backstory to my character, can I do this? Or I want an evil twin. Can I have an evil twin? Or Faye, if you want a rival drag queen,
oh my gosh.
just reach out to me and let me know, and we can work out we can work it out and include it into the story somewhere along the way.
Well, that'd be cool. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't. Oh, before we end, I'll save it again one more time. Make sure that on. We'll just say that we went ahead and ate our rations. Go ahead and reset your stats on your little mini card back to their optimum things. So make sure your max HP and all that is back up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the barrier does not persist in between. Okay, everybody's MP, HP, all that good back up?
Yep.
Alright, then I will go ahead and save one more time. We'll overwrite that. Alright, then we will go ahead and again call it for this week. Does anybody... this is a recording. Does anybody want to say goodbye? Say their final piece?
Bye.
GG's all around.
Yes, no, that was very fun. This has been a very good experience. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.